When designing technology for the stage, many projects focus on incorporating technology directly into the performance as it occurs on stage, including interactive costumes, or performer-controlled sets, lighting, or sound. But what about the rest of the experience, darling? Getting ready for a night out, picking up your ticket at the box office, arriving at the theater, reading the program at intermission, or emerging back into the world after the show. Our goal with this project is to integrate technology around a theater experience rather than into it. As Lynn Gardner, noted theater critic, says, the show begins when you first hear about it and only finishes when you stop thinking and talking about it. This work is about incorporating technology into the rest of that theatrical experience. A theatrical production is a structured event set in a certain location at a certain time. In this work, we invert each of these requirements to expand the design space for technology-mediated theater experiences. Our goal is to use technology to provide opportunities to extend the show narrative outside the timeline of the production and support the reflective theatrical experience beyond the stage, all while embracing the affordances of theater. In other words, our goal with this project is to integrate technology around a theater experience rather than into it. Of course, there is already technology incorporated into theater productions. For example, traditional stage technology includes lighting, set, costumes. All of those are already forms of technology that appear on stage. Those forms of technology are typically controlled by stage technicians. And so when HCI researchers and practitioners want to incorporate technology into theater productions, that's typically where they think. They want to incorporate technology again on stage, and they therefore want to augment the set, costume, and lighting. For example, there's this amazing project about incorporating technology into costumes. There's another work about building technology into the set, so the performers control the set with their movements, and work allowing dancers to control the lighting with their movements. In addition to being on stage, a lot of this technology is also controlled by the performers, which is a core difference and a core challenge in terms of incorporating the technology into this. Yet another class of work that incorporates technology into theater performances involves audience participation. So this is, again, incorporating a technology onto the onstage experience. And this time it's bringing the audience onto the stage experience. So there's a large group of projects about this where the audience is brought onto stage. So for example, the theater engine, where audience members vote on the outcome of the show, or audience participation, various forms where maybe audiences react to what's happening on stage, or this recent work at TEI where audiences actually wear sensors and their bodily reactions are displayed on stage during a dance performance. While we resonate with all of these projects and love all of the work that these authors have done, we wanted to take a slightly different approach. And so instead what we considered is how we could support that experience beyond the moment of being on stage. Because the theater experience isn't just during the show itself, it really is about the event that extends beyond just that particular moment in time and space. In fact, in doing this research, I was introduced to a field called audience studies and got to know the work of Christy Sedgman and Helen Freshwater and James Fries, who all study the audience experience from a slightly different perspective. So I see this work as also embodying their research in a sort of different HCI perspective. And I hope readers of this work who are interested in exploring audience experiences can engage with their scholarship as well. I'll now introduce our work, Expanding the Design Space for Technology-Mediated Theater Experiences, done in collaboration with Stephanie Claudino DeFara and Eric Palos. As part of this process, we embedded ourselves into the development and deployment of a live theater production. We engaged in a 4-month co-design, performance-led research in the wild process with expert theater practitioners, following best practices for combining technology and performance. In this work, we describe how our design guidelines developed throughout the rehearsal process. In the style of a research through design paper, we also present 3 annotated prototypes: the Augmented Playbill, the Prayer Wheel, and the tarot cards, as well as accompanying augmented reality applications.
We present 3 annotated prototypes. that together embody our 6 design guidelines, which are resonant affordances, allowing themes and designs of the play itself to help inform the interactions with the technology, extended narrative, taking the story further than would be possible otherwise, reflective interaction, prompting reflection on the personal experience of the show, selective reveal, leaving some details to the imagination and interpretation of the audience, personalized experience, leaving choice to the audience of what paths or content they want to experience, and privileged access, the opportunity to experience behind the scenes information. The first prototype were tarot cards that were laid out in the lobby of the theater. These cards each depicted a character from the play and were meant to be taken by the audience members as memorabilia of the event, similar to a ticket stub or poster. We designed and developed an AR application that accompanied the cards such that each card was a window into a 3D scene and would play out a hidden scene of the characters depicted in the card. The second prototype takes the shape of a prayer wheel, which embodies motifs from the play itself. This installation was placed outside the play in the lobby and inside the theater room during intermission. Audience members were invited to interact with the physical spinning wheel. Each side of the wheel presented different questions. Using the AR app that we developed, the user could choose to either leave a note answering one of the questions, or they could explore answers that had already been left by others by simply looking around their environment through the iPad and seeing little virtual flames and clicking on them to listen to an audio recording left behind. The third prototype takes a traditional playbill and augments this familiar artifact with content the audience would otherwise not have access to. This includes the usual short blurbs about the performers, a note from the director, dramaturgical information, and relevant history behind the production, but also extends the audience's experience by revealing modular information that can adapt over time. This prototype was meant to be interacted with before the show, during intermission, and after the play. By combining the augmented reality technology with the playbill, usually experienced as static memorabilia, the augmented playbill was designed to enhance the experience of the audience member long after the performance ended.
Through our collaboration with expert theater makers, we also discovered some challenges and opportunities related to the role of prototypes. Low fidelity prototyping is a well validated and valuable method for quickly and inexpensively gathering a great deal of information, frequently used to validate designs and generate insight, especially in co design contexts. But this technique didn't work for us.
Specifically, we found that mixed fidelity prototypes that scored low on the visual refinement dimension hindered communication in this context, while mixed fidelity prototypes that scored high in visual refinement helped us as a team better articulate a shared vision. This helped us develop our design guidelines and ultimately led us away from an experience where the audience would wear the HoloLens and towards our final successful prototypes. In this paper, we have explored possibilities for incorporating technology into theater. In collaboration with theater professionals, we developed 3 prototypes that demonstrate how augmented reality can expand the experiences of attending a theater performance while still resonating with the existing theatrical affordances. Additionally, we expanded the conversation around the role that low, high, and mixed fidelity prototypes can play in cross-disciplinary collaboration, and found that when collaborating with stakeholders with refined visual aesthetics, it may be important to use high-fidelity prototypes with affordances that resonate with the ultimate goals to support a richer design collaboration. More importantly, this work seeks to expand the design space for technology-mediated theater experiences. We hope this work can help future authors motivate their own projects incorporating technology into and around theatrical productions, including production support, rehearsal support, and experiences for audiences that extend beyond the stage.